She has been a coach since 2006 and came to the YES group in 2014, I believe, after a UPW event. She decided that this was the place for her to be and has been here as a regular member ever since. And she came and approached me and said, I really want to do a YESx. I want to speak about an initiative that I'm being involved with that's coming up, I think, this month or next month. And it's called the Heroes Roundtable. And she's going to be sharing with us what that is and part of her journey over the next 15 minutes about what got her to this point in her life or on this stage. And so I think you're going to find real value in this. And if you are a member and you want to speak on the stage, again, you don't have to be the most polished speaker. You do have to have a message to share and be comfortable enough to stand in front of a group of 80, 90 people and speak. But just come speak to me. I'll get your email, or you can drop me an email, harry@yesgroup.org.uk, and we can go from there. That being said, I'd like us to give a very warm, and you've really got to be loud here because it takes a lot of courage to come up and speak on the YES Group stage, but give a massive round of applause and YES Group welcome to Katherine Barton.
Thank you, Harry. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here tonight. It also feels slightly strange being up here on the stage because usually I'm out there with you in the audience listening to these talks. So thank you for letting me share my story with you this evening. As Harry mentioned, my kind of usual work is as a coach, and also I do a lot of work with kind of cultural transition, cultural awareness. I'm working with expats moving around the world. But how have I ended up here on the stage tonight? I suppose one of the reasons is simply that I felt I was supposed to be doing more speaking. So this is me taking action towards doing more of that. The other reason is I wanted to introduce you to an event that I'm bringing to London, to the Barbican, this 12th and 13th of May. It's called the Hero Roundtable. And when I sort of tuned into what was the message I wanted to share with you tonight, yes, it's telling you a bit more about the event, but I also wanted to share with you what I'm learning on this journey of organising this. I think so often, certainly I feel that I see people on stage who are the finished product, or they're already really successful and they've already created what they want to. And I want to sort of share with you a little bit behind the scenes, this journey as it's actually happening before the event's taking place. But what is the Hero Roundtable? Sounds pretty cool, I think. It's really all about inspiring and showing people how to be heroes at work, in their communities and in the world. It's often referred to as the TED Talks of heroism. So we have kind of 12-minute speakers. We also have breakout sessions, panel discussions, and lots of interaction between the people attending. For example, we have, as well as heroism experts, we have Joe DeSena, founder of Spartan Race, flying in. We're going to interview him about mindset and grit. We have Elham Saudi, who set up a not-for-profit, Lawyers for Libya. We have Casper Craven in the audience. He's going to be talking about the journey he took sailing around the world for 2 years with his young family and how values really matter. So a real variety of speaker. But to give you a bit more of a flavour of the event, rather than me just talk about it, I've just got a short video clip for you here.
The Hero Roundtable is coming to London for the first time after 6 events around the world.
You don't need a badge to be a hero.
In 1 minute, you could change the world.
It's not enough just to have the desire to help.
Once you create a practice of being a hero, one day you'll wake up and you'll be that person.
On May the 12th and 13th at the Barbican, you'll hear 12-minute talks from experts and practitioners as they give you advice on how to take action in the world around you and become an everyday hero.
This is really like superhero training, for real.
Being always afraid means you have an opportunity to always be brave.
Tickets are available at heroroundtable.com/London with discounts available for not-for-profits and students.
Living a courageous life takes you places.
We need you to take action and we need you to care.
Get out there, get training, make yourself a hero.
So where did the Hero Roundtable begin. You saw Matt Langdon there, and he's the founder. He was working a lot. He was working in the States with children for about a decade, particularly looking at bullying and how he could help them with that. And during that journey, he was researching heroism and came across all of these different practitioners around the world. And they were really excited to discover that other people were interested in heroism. And they said, wow, can you bring us together? We want to meet each other and talk about this. This is really important. And so he organised the first Hero Roundtable in Michigan in the US in 2013. And he's been running it there annually since then. Since that time, it hasn't purely been practitioners. It's just been interested individuals who want to make an impact on the world and contribute and know how they can be heroic. So from really very varied backgrounds. Matt then moved to Australia and he ran an event there. And then an attendee loved the event so much, she said, oh, I want to see this happening in my hometown of the Netherlands. So she ran one there with her university. And then how did I get involved? One of my best friends was a speaker at the event, and I thought it sounded incredible and said, wow, I really want to attend. When's it coming to London? And he said, it's not coming to London, but it should be here. It really matters, and you should organise it. And here I am, for better or worse. I kind of said yes, and now organising the Hero Roundtable at the Barbican. So it might sound quite spontaneous because I literally did say yes within a minute, within probably a few seconds. But actually, I'd been doing a lot of work, a year or so prior to that, really looking deeply and intuitively at my purpose and what I wanted to create in the world. Many of you might know Ryan Pinnock of Natural Success and Super Genius. And so I've been doing a lot of work with him, and it was really fantastic and helped me to come up with many clear choices about what I want to do in the world. But there were also a couple of vague ones that came out when I was sort of doing a guided meditation about what I'm supposed to be doing in the world. And one of them was about how I felt I was supposed to be bringing people together somehow and they'd eventually go off and kind of form collaborations that would go and have an impact, different projects around the world. And I thought, I really have no idea exactly what that looks like. And I thought that must be something I'll do much later on, when I've kind of fulfilled the other clearer goals. And so that's my first sort of message to you I'd like to share this evening, is keep your vague goals or aspirations on your radar, okay? As a coach, I obviously believe in very specific goals a lot of the time, measurable goals. But sometimes, we all have a sense that we have a purpose, something we're meant to do, but we don't really know exactly what it looks like right now. So I'd say, I think recognised that opportunity to say yes to the Hero Roundtable because I had that on my kind of choices list nearly every single day. When I was looking at my other choices, I had that vague one on there as well. Okay, and that's what allowed me to say yes when I saw the opportunity. The other thing is I'd say, it was a good reminder to me, don't be too fixed on when something's going to happen or how. As I said, I thought, that one, I'll do that goal in maybe a few years. No, this is one of the things that, within a few months, I'm now organising this event and working on it. The other thing I'd say is that you don't need to have all of the answers from the start. I certainly usually am somebody who likes to have a bit of a plan and know how I'm going to do something, and hopefully I'm sure some of you relate to that. But the main thing is that you just get started, and answers will come up as you go along, and you just need to start with what's obvious. And I think for me, the obvious thing was, well, if I'm organising one of these, I really should go and attend one, because I hadn't actually attended one when I'd said yes. So I went to the Netherlands last April, and again, it's wonderful how synchronicity, the world supports you. One of my friends happened to be driving from London back to Belgium, and he said, I'll drop you off in the Netherlands to attend that one, which made that journey possible. So, and the next obvious thing was, I need to really create a lot of money. This is the first time the Hero Roundtable has been in a capital city. Ventures here are expensive, and they need you to put a deposit down, and I'm starting with a zero budget. So that was obvious. And to be honest, at times it's been really challenging. And we've gone to people, and it's been this vicious cycle of them saying, sounds amazing. Tell us when it's all happening and confirmed. And then, yeah, we'll get on board. And it's kind of, well, we can't really confirm a venue till we have the cash. We can't sell tickets until we have the venue. But luckily, one of our sponsors, Deutsche Asset Management, they believed in us and they gave us the deposit to put down on the Barbican. And from there, it's been, full steam ahead. So, yeah, just get going. The other thing I'd say is you need to get used to tension when you're going for something big, something outside of your comfort zone. I'm certainly holding a lot of tension, especially with May approaching very quickly. And when I say tension, I don't mean stress. I mean the discrepancy between where you are now, your current reality, and what you want to create, okay? I'm here, I have £0 and I need thousands of pounds, or whatever it might be, okay? That's the tension you need to hold. And it's very tempting with tension to shrink our vision. Yeah? To think, well, for example, with the Hero Roundtable, I had a very clear vision of I want this to be at the Barbican. I feel that this needs to be big when I want to launch this in London. I want 500 people in an auditorium. I want that buzz around it. And I had people saying, well, maybe you could just start with 50 people or 100 people. And that's absolutely fine as an approach, but it wasn't true to my vision. So sometimes, again, you need to hold that tension and just keep focusing on how you want it to work out. Similarly, you need to get comfortable with a degree of risk. If you're doing something for the first time, you need to at some point just go for it and take this leap of faith. I'm not saying take stupid risks. Certainly, we've adjusted plans where I thought maybe the Hero Roundtable would be in March, but actually it seemed more sensible. I needed more time for it to be in May. But you need to be able to just sit with that level, go for it, and be comfortable with some risk. The other gratifying thing I've found is on this journey that people actually like you being authentic. Obviously, in this personal development space, and you're all here tonight, that probably matters to you as well. But I'm talking, I've been approaching multinational companies and just kind of saying, look, I need help with this. I need help. This event matters. And you do not need to be the finished product. If you're starting out, yes, you need a level of professionalism, but you don't need to be a product or a business that's 10 years down the line. So trust that people will pick up on your passion and ask them for help when you need it. And actually, Harry did a great talk, if you were there at the Best UXpo recently, about how we need to lean on each other. And even heroes, as you know, on heroes' journeys, they usually have their buddies around them, helping them. Finally, I'd like to say a word about beliefs. Okay? We all know, I'm sure many of you in this room, that beliefs shape what we think is possible, what we think we are capable of. And I'd say, as a coach, of course, I believe and agree that we can change our beliefs, but maybe only to some extent. Okay? I think there's definitely a place for challenging beliefs that are unhelpful. Yeah? But I also think that some of them are so deeply embedded that when you go to that next level and you go for something bigger, they're likely to resurface again each time you go up and up. So I'd say, really, beliefs don't matter. You just need to get on with it. Okay? And I think personal development, obviously being a YESx group member, is really important. But I'd like to say, are you getting the right balance? How much time are you spending fixing your beliefs before you get started? How much time are you working on your personal development as opposed to just doing something that you love, that you know you're supposed to be putting back out there in the world? And I love this quote, she was unstoppable, not because she did not have failures or doubts, but because she continued on despite them. And how do you get beyond any of these beliefs that might hold you back, whether that's that you're not good enough, you're not someone who does that kind of thing, you don't know enough yet, you're not quite ready. The answer is you just focus on your end result and you don't put your attention on those beliefs. You just take action and keep going and take the next step and let that carry you forwards and get that momentum going. And you know, at times, quite honestly, I haven't felt like I'm the best person to be bringing the Hero Roundtable to London, okay? I know there's a lot I bring to the role, but there are other people who have far more experience as event directors who could probably organise this quite easily. But at the end of the day, what I try and remind myself is this event is only happening because I decided that it mattered and because I was the person who said yes. And if you have something that you're passionate about and you care about in the world, if there are causes out there that matter to you, you know, follow your purpose. There can be other people who are better, other people who are doing the same thing, but you need to take action and you need to say yes. And that's what I'd like to leave you with this evening. And thank you for listening.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. I'm really, really interested in this, not least because I love everything that's got to do with heroes, as people know. But how can we find out exactly? I know you said it's in May. Can we come and speak to you? I know you're going to be at Katherine's going to be in the corner by the membership at the break. But what can we do for you? What can they find out?
Well, the website's heroroundtable.com/London. I'd love you to take a look. Please just sort of share it with anybody that you think, anyone who you think will be interested in attending. I also want Yes Group Energy there, and I've set up a code that's valid until the 10th of April. It gives you 40% off. The code is in capital letters Yes Group. So if you want to attend, use that by the 10th of April, because I want your energy there. I haven't given anybody else a discount as big as that, honestly.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, please, and come and chat to me if you have questions.
Yeah, definitely go and speak to Katherine at the break in the corner there.
Yeah.
So one more time, round of applause, thank you.
Thanks, Harry.